All right, poor polling and a series of missteps the past couple of weeks have led to strife in Donald Trump's campaign and major concerns within the party. Some pundits are even speculating that he might drop out of the race. And there are reports of a planned intervention. Former New York City mayor and Trump ally Rudy Giuliani reacted today on Mornings with Maria right here on FBN.
First of all, I find the word intervention completely out of line. An intervention is for a drug addict, and it's for someone who's an alcoholic, and I've had to do them with people at times.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with them if that's the case. Donald Trump doesn't drink or smoke, by the way.
Yeah.
So we don't have that problem.
He doesn't drink or smoke, but he's completely addicted to the limelight. Federalist Publisher Ben Domenech joins me now. Welcome back, Ben.
Great to be with you.
All right, so let's talk about this a little bit. What can be accomplished by this non-intervention?
You know, I'm picturing a room in which all of the Trump supporters are gathered around Donald, and they're all just saying to him, look, man, all you need to do is be acceptable. People just need to be okay with you. Just be a little presidential. And him just looking back at them and going, why, though? Everything that I've done to this point has worked. And from his perspective, I think that's really, you know, the perspective of someone who's very naive about the political world, views his success in the primary as being something that went against all the different expectations and odds, all the different people who told him and gave him advice who he went against. And now he's in a general and he's doing the same thing. The difference is that right now he has to actually expand his ability to reach voters who are not convinced that he's going to be a stable personality in the White House, in the Oval Office. He's currently not doing that, particularly with college-educated white people who he needs in order to be competitive.
All right, so is he imploding?
You know, I think that this is a critical week in the sense that it shows kind of the worst of the worst for Trump. You know, this is him making mistakes in every different area, whether it comes to his personality, whether it comes to, you know, issues of national security, things along those lines, especially given the fact that this is coming after, you know, a very successful convention for the Democrats. A lot of Republicans feel like this is too far gone. I think, though, that this race is going to actually get a little bit closer again.
Interesting. That's my next question is there time for him to save the campaign?
I'm not sure that there is, but there is a window of opportunity within this next month where they're going to be leading up to these debates that he's going to have with Hillary Clinton. There is an opportunity for him to push back against her. The problem is that it probably requires him to really do a course correction in the way he's been behaving these past couple of weeks. If he doesn't do that, then I think you're going to continue to see Republicans be very concerned and maybe even openly start distancing themselves.
There have been some interesting defections, and it seems as though even if he does change course dramatically, I don't know if there's enough time to solidify the perception that it's genuine. And I have another question for you. Where did the rumor come from that he might drop out? Is that just wishful thinking on the part of the never-Trumpers?
I think it's wishful thinking mostly on the part of the donor class. People who had come around to Trump in the wake of him seizing the nomination, they had supported him a little bit at the RNC, and now they're throwing their hands up in the air because they're completely frustrated with what they've seen over the course of the past week and a half. I think that community is still really in la-la land around who this candidate is. This is the same guy. This is the same guy we've been talking about for a year. From his perspective, he's on message by relitigating all of these things that he fought out in the primary, not off message. And I see no real sign that he's going to start listening to the campaign professionals who've come on board and tried to get him to steer back to a course where he's focused on bashing Hillary Clinton. Yeah,
and I also don't see him making a general election shift. I think it's something he doesn't want to do. I think he got so addicted to the primary success, and because it was such a unique recipe, that he just wants to apply it to the general. And this week, at least, it seems to not be working. Ben Domenech, thank you so much.
So good to be with you.
Thanks, man.